Hey friends, welcome back. Today we're going to do something different. Well, it's a comic and we're going to review it, of course. But this is The Ring of the Nibelung, issue number 1, book 1, The Rhinegold by Dark Horse Comics. Yes, there was a Dark Horse comic logo, Maverick. So I just, I saw this online and I thought to myself, hey, this cover looks cool. Looks something I really want to read. So I order it and I was lucky to get all of the books. There are 16 in total, 4 volumes. And what is the Ring of the Nibelung? Well, I looked it up. The Ring of the Nibelung is they call it a cycle of 4 German language epic musa dramas composed by Richard Wagner. The works are based loosely on characters from German heroic legend, namely Norse legendary sagas. Okay, I didn't know that. Basically, they say that the Wagner's main source was I'm looking here up on the internet in front of me, was an old German poem called the Song of the Nibelungs, and they made it into a comic. The poem is out, The Dragon Slayer Siegfried, and it has Norse mythology, but also, in my opinion, a little bit of Lord of the Rings in it, and I'm going to show you. What I didn't know, I just found out a minute ago that in the 1997 there was a re-release, I believe, of DC Comics by. They also did a Ring of the Nibelung, but then with Roy Thomas and wait a minute, where was it? I'm just looking real quick. Don't tell me I forgot about it. Roy Thomas and Gil Kane. There were 4 graphic novels. I have to have that. So let's dive right in. And there's also a nice little bit of visual storytelling. This is by P. Greg Russell, by the way. And yeah. So we begin here. As you can see, this is the art that really immediately attracts to me. This is the, I believe, Yggdrasil, the world tree, and it grows from, I don't know, maybe this is a goddess, I have no idea. And these 3, I believe, the Norns. Well, if you want to know who the Norns is, well, I can explain. I have a lot to say about that, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to turn this video into a 1 or 2 hour epic saga explaining who these characters all are, but you can look it up. And then this guy comes, and I believe this is Odin in his younger years. Now, it eludes me a little bit what's happening here, but I think he's going to make a bargain. And this one of the oldest Norn pluck his eye out, and then he breaks a branch off of Yggdrasil, and he carves a staff. I really love the covers, by the way. The soft, nice covers, great looking art. And he takes one of the Norns, I believe they are the Norns, but I'm not entirely sure, as one of his, wives, or maybe his wife. And then we turn into this drop that drops into the ocean, and then it flows into this. Now, freaking fantastic. So this story here changes now because we are now going into the sea, and we have these mermaids singing. They're having fun, they play with each other, they're fooling around. And then out of nowhere, this little man comes and he says, "Ooh, what pretty things to find in this darkness." And the girls turn around and he says, "What was that?" "Down here, swim lower." "Something in the darkness." "Swim lower. From Nibelheim's night I come, drawn by your light, your grace, your radiant loveliness." Wow. And these girls says, "Phew, wow, how loathsome. See the gold, father warned us." "Hey, you up there, what do you want?" they say. "Just a playmate or 2 or 3. And does he tease us? "How I would love to tease you and hold you close if you would only slip into my arms." And then these girls, being a little bit cruel to him. They play with him, and he says, so come up here, and maybe you can catch me. So this little man's tried to do that, but he falls, he stumbles, and when he is near, she just swims away, and she does that the whole time, and he's becoming a little bit angry about her behavior. False-hearted fish, he says. And then the other says, not all of us are false as Voglinde, which is the blonde. I can see that you are the sweetest. Come closer to me. A little bit more. That's it. Little bit. And then, near enough? Yet nearer. How I long to feel your tender young arms around my neck and rest on my cheek on the fullness of your breast. I love this classic depiction how they talk. I said it in other comics as well. I love not modern slang throwing into stuff like this. Just in this time period, people should talk like in this time period. Although this is pure fantasy, but you know what I mean. So she plays with him as well, and she says, "Oh, well, you are ugly, and I can't stand you." And she swims away, and he curses her and says, "Hateful child, you cold, callous codfish. So I don't please you, eh? Then I'll go make love to an eel." Then the other one says, "Well, I'm still here too." And she is coming closer and closer and caresses him a little bit. And then she said, and then, "Forever with my brittle bird against my face and these horny hands around my waist, you dirty neck, you runny eyes and froggy voice, you taunt your beloved." As always. Laughter, is that how you say it? Laughter sounds the end of the affair. So again, they are playing around and he is standing there bewildered. "You shameless sluts," he screams. And then, feeding on the humiliation of others, "Go on, tease me. It will be all the more pleasure for me when I catch you and I show you what you're good for." But he says, "Not so fast. I want it. Mine. He reminds me of Gollum, with this whole stuff. He looks a little bit like him too. But then something happens. She says, "Deceitful nixes. When I catch you one of you in my hand, I'll show you what I can do. You'll see what becomes of love for the likes of you. Your pain will be my joy, to see you beg for mercy." And then there's a glow coming, and he looks. And this girl says, "Sister, look, the sun is waking, the sleeping gold." And then it shows the Rhinegold. And it seems that this is a treasure from their master. They have to protect it, but it's still on it's not really a mountain, it's on kind of a hill. And they worship and protect it, which is really weird because I don't know what these girls can do, right? They don't seem really threatening or whatever. They're just here to worship and protect the gold. Art looks fantastic, by the way, in my opinion. But then the little man says, "What is that blind my eyes?" And they say, "Are you stupid? You never heard of the golden eye which wakes with each new sun? It's our greatest joy," the girls say. "Ha! What good is your joy to me?" "Well, you would not scoff if you knew of its wonderful powers." So they're doing something stupid here. They say, "Indeed, the rule of the world can be had if it be fashioned into a ring." And then one of the girls says, "So said our father, but he also commanded us to guard against thieves, so shut your jabbering mouths." And then he is thinking and pondering. And but then the girls, still taunting him and teasing him, she said, you know there's only one way to make the gold malleable. Only one who is willing to forswear love completely. Only that one can forge the ring. And everything in creation wants love. And so he says, "You cruel, heartless creatures." And then, I can take only so much. If you won't love me, then I'll try the pleasure of power. Okay, so he climbs up, and these girls think that he's still chasing her, but that's not the case. He grabs the gold. He says, then play in the dark, for the light will be gone soon. I rip from the rock your golden toy, and I forge the ring of revenge. For listen, waters and rocks, and all that is henceforth, I curse love. And I also really like that when he closes the fist, there is complete darkness, like a metaphor of what's to come. Then they try to, hold him and said, stop the thief. And then he runs away, underwater, by the way. Rot in your damn beds. And they are, sad and crying while he laughs. And I also love this face that is fading in the background like an old evil cartoon, like Skeletor or, whoever is the evil guys in the 80s cartoons that laughing in the clouds. Love it. So, yeah, they made a big mistake here. But then we switch to, I believe, Odin, but they call him here Wotan. And I also know there is German folklore when they call their deities, well, in the Middle Ages, called them Wodan and something else, I believe. How do you say? 4 is called Wodan or Wotan, I believe. And I believe they changed it here on purpose, or maybe that's because of the poem. I'm not entirely sure. But I like the small changes, and we all know this is Odin. He's Odin one eye. And then his wife comes, older, and she's older. Awake from your deceitful dreams, husband. It is a dream no longer. My will and desire stand shining before me, soaring and replenished, or resplendent, as I said. A dream is accomplished. So it seems that he made a pact with trolls to build him, well, a castle or his fortress. And then his wife says, what of Sister Freya? I well know the agreement I made when I bound the insolent giant brothers by oath to build this fortress. It stands proudly, thanks to their brute strength. As to the price, it is no concern of you, he says. But then she is being concerned about what's happened to her sister if he do not hold, his end of the bargain. And he said, what will you not sacrifice in your thirst of power? And so the story goes on a little bit, but he says, I am a god, not some pitiful housebound mortal. Yeah, but she says, well, a mortal loves their wives, and they are not dishonoring their memory by, fooling around or have quest for power. But then he says that he is always have held woman in highest esteem, and then he says, and I suppose I was without love when I sacrificed this eye for the privilege of wooing you. And but he says, do not worry. I do not let your sister, be harmed or getting traded for the promise I make. So she comes and she says, sister, save me. The brother's vassal pursues me. And then he says, where is Logi? Logi, and it says Loge with a dot on the A. So it's Loki. And he relies on him to help him, although he doesn't admit that he needs help. For he is instrumental of breaking the bargain somehow. We see that in the next issue. But then the Troll Brothers are here collecting their prizes. So yeah, I love also that the shadow is coming up and that they are being afraid, looking up. Great stuff. This is Richard Wagner, by the way, who lived till 1883. And then we have some old school art from the 70s by, I believe, the P. Greg Russell, looking freaking incredible. Yeah, I can see why they did this. I can see why Gil Kane is also taking over the artwork for the DC version. Look at this, man. This is just freaking fantastic. How can you not love this? Fucking awesome, man. Really, really love that. So yeah, next issue, Rhinegold. Yeah, a pleasant surprise. I read this now 2 times, and I really like that. And I can't wait to show you what's coming next. Guys, let me know what you think about this. I'm really curious because normally I do, I don't know, fantasy, science fiction, superhero stuff mostly on my channel. And well, that's also the most, because I have the most comics of superheroes in my possession for this channel. So yeah, I can see that. But is this something you want to see in the future? Because I have 16 comics. Let me know what you think about it. Guys, thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.